All right, gonna make it do what it do.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. Hey, what's going on, y'all? We're about to get started for my very first panel on content creation. I got Dylan over here, Dylan Mathews and Symone Stanley. They are podcasters, creatives. Dylan, 92.9 The Game. Symone, she's covering everything from the Hawks to the Sixers, of course. Philly sports, the Eagles, diehard Eagles fans. She's amazing. So with this entire conversation, it'll be about journalism, broadcasting, YouTube, how to get a bag on YouTube, how to monetize the page, everything. So Dylan, Symone, starting off, Symone, ladies first, with YouTube, you are killing it right now. What inspired you to just say, yo, I just want to go indie and just start posting content on YouTube?
Ooh.
Oh, crazy.
Well, really, I started in journalism and working for outlets, and I still work for outlets, but when you work for an outlet, like, it's great because when you work for an outlet, you get access to stuff that you won't get access to freelance, like certain events, games, like you say, like NBA, WNBA, football games and stuff you don't get access to if you're freelance. But then also you kind of have to follow their rules and you have to follow their constraints.
That's true.
So I wanted to start my own page so I can talk about what I wanted to talk about. And then being in Atlanta too, like, you cover Atlanta sports, and that's great for him, an Atlanta sports fan. But
shout out to the Hawks. Shout out to the Hawks right now.
I want to talk about national sports and, of course, my Philadelphia sports. So that's why it made me start my own page. And then you can be perfectly candid and perfectly yourself. Because even when you're doing stuff on air, like, you can be yourself, but it's to like 50%. Like,
restraint still.
Yeah, you can be yourself, but you can't be fully yourself. So like on YouTube, I can be fully my full self. Versus where, like, you know, you're working for an outlet and you're on air or whatever, you still gotta be like in the kind of a mold.
Yeah, no, that's
so that's
real.
what made me want to.
Yeah, Dylan, man, same for you. See you on YouTube as well, killing it. Journalism, sports journalism, covering the Hawks. I watch it every single night for all the updates. You killing it. 92.9, man, The Game as well. So how did you get started when it comes to sports journalism? How'd that journey start for you?
Well, I knew once I got to middle school, high school, that I wasn't going to make it to the NBA. So once I knew I didn't have those skills, I thought, what's the next best thing? So I looked into like sports medicine and being a physical therapist. That was really my route because I figured, like, oh, I got to be a doctor? I was like, nah, I ain't went to medical school. I just really want to talk about sports. So like one day it just kind of clicked in my head, like, true story. I was watching a game. I don't remember which game it was. I was just watching the game, and then I was like, you know what? It would be cool to like do what the people on TV are doing and just giving play-by-play, talking about the game. So then I connected with some people and, you know, found out what I need to major in for school and all that stuff. So that's when I majored in mass communications, you know, went to the University of West Georgia. And then I found out they had a radio station there, school radio station. So when I went on orientation, they took us to the studio of the radio station. Tour, automatically volunteered for my first semester. So volunteered and got most valuable volunteer. And then second semester started training new people. Long story short, became the sports director sophomore year all the way up to my senior year. So then I was able to go from iHeart to 92.9 The Game to where I'm at now. And so that's really just how I got into it. And really how the YouTube started was I wanted to be able to, because, you know, you gotta pay your dues, and you're not getting on air right away at a place like 92.9 The Game, where there's seasoned veterans and stuff like that. So I wanted to be able to, you know, not only talk about what I wanted to talk about, but I also wanted to create a brand for myself because, you know, you can always go get your own opportunities, and, you know, you can wait at 92.9 The Game, but you might be waiting 3-4 years to get on air and finally start, you know, being able to talk and really get your platform out there. But with YouTube, you can start it right away, and if you stay consistent with it and you do your thing, you know, give a little bit of personality and just talk the truth, those opportunities start to come to you. So that was the main reason. I really wanted to just create my own avenue, create my own brand, and create my own opportunity.
That's a fact, bro. And you said something that was very important, consistency. A lot of people start on YouTube trying to go viral, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Can you speak on how important, man, it is to just stay consistent, stay relevant, and just keep pushing, even when it's 5 views, 10 views, 15 views? How do you just keep pushing, staying consistent overall?
Well, I mean, man, you said it. You start out like on YouTube, like me and Symone were doing it, and first started out 5 views, 10 views. We were having to get 30 views on a video. That was a lot to us to start out. But, you just keep doing it, be consistent, do a little collaborations here and there, help you get the subscribers up. And then sooner or later, it just kind of happens. I remember for us, like, NBA free agency hit last year, and that's when we finally started to see the 1,000 views and 2,000 views and stuff like that and so on and so forth, finally started to get the subscribers in. Yeah. And so, that it's really just it. You got to be consistent. You're not going to see instant gratification. You're not going to see things happen for you right away, but you just have to be consistent with it. You got to want to do it too. So there's a want to it. And that's why you got to follow your dreams and make sure what you're doing, you're passionate about it, because there's going to be times where you don't feel like it. There's going to be times where you're just like, do I really need to do this? Is what I really want to do? But when there's that want to and there's that passion behind it, you're like, no, I have fun doing this. So I'm not worried about getting this instant gratification. I'm not worried about getting sent a check right away. I just want to do this because I think it's fun.
That's real. Symone, you stay consistent. You post all the time. I see it about Philly, the Sixers, the Eagles. What drives you every single day to just keep posting and creating really, really dope content? What drives you?
I would say not wanting to do any other job because I really don't want to work any other job. At the end of the day, like, people would see what you do and they're like, oh, you go to games, you're always at the games, you interview athletes, like, it's so fun. And it is extremely fun, but at the end of the day, it's still work at the end of the day, and you got to work to have that fun. So I really just motivate myself, like, dude, I really want to go work a 9 to 5, so let me, stay on top of my game, so I don't got to go, get another job, a different job. But I would say the consistency, even like, if you gotta kind of think about it like when you're working for an outlet, you have to be consistent on the outlet too. Like, if you think about your favorite media outlet, whether it's sports or entertainment, they don't take a break posting. You turn on the TV, it's new content most of the time.
The cycle sometimes.
But that's how you gotta kind of think about with your own content. So when you're like, if I'm at work, I don't miss a beat. Keeping consistent with my interviews or keeping consistent posting what I need to for my job, so that I'm like, with my own outlet, I have to be consistent as well, because you got to keep that same energy with your own stuff, and then you got to kind of keep the same, not only consistently putting the content out, but you got to be consistent with your own personality, your own brand, because if people see me, covering for another outlet, and I have one type of vibe, one type of personality, and then they see me covering for something else, completely, and then I have a different vibe and different personality. They're like, wait, I thought this girl was cool. Who this girl? You know what I mean? So you got to keep your same energy with your partner sometimes, because you might be tired, you might be hot, you might be in traffic, whatever, but you're going to be on camera, you're going to be on air, you always got to.
That's a great point.
That's the hardest part, is keeping the consistent personality. Your spirit.
That's a fact. So how do we stay consistent with working on our dreams and that 9 to 5 at the same time? Because, man, it could be hard, coming back home from work and you still got to post on YouTube. You still got to edit that video. So how do you stay consistent on the job? And then too, when it comes to the podcasting realm as well, how do you do it?
Oh,
I wish somebody would tell us.
I'm still trying to find out the answer to that. I mean, I guess it's part of luck and partly finding a job that's flexible too.
Yeah, finding a job.
So find a job, that understands and is willing to work with you, and sometimes you just gotta be straight up in the job interviews that you really don't care that much about.
You can't tell them in the job you got something else going on.
It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. You gotta be like, oh yeah, sometimes you gotta buzz the truth a little bit in line. Be like, yeah, I love doing front desk reception, or I love typing in numbers and doing that, and when you really don't care about it. But yeah, when speaking on like doing the 9 to 5 and still working on YouTube, I mean, again, it just comes to that want to, and it comes to that passion. And then, once you finally do start getting results, it gets easier, obviously, because you're like, oh, word? Like, I'm getting this now? Or like, this is coming in now? So, it helps when you get that. But, I mean, again, it's really just the want to and the passion. And, like you said, you got to like what you're doing. And it's got to be a dream of yours, because when you have that element to it, it makes it way, way, way easier, because you're not instantly looking for the money. Because, a 9 to 5, you're like, we look for that check. Like, we want the check. That's all we're really in there for. But when you're doing your passion, when you're podcasting or doing entertainment or rapping or whatever it is that you like to do, you're doing it because you want to do it. Not you know the money's gonna come, but you're not necessarily. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, you good.
But you're not worried about the money at first.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Symone, how do you feel about it?
I feel like the consistency is the thing that will keep you motivated, because you really don't have to be talented, like in anything that you do. Like, you just gotta be consistent. Like, it's people that's boring. It's people that can't rap, can't sing, can't act.
That's true.
I'm being dead serious.
Like,
I'm dead serious. Like, you can be dry, you can be boring, but if you keep putting video out there, somebody gonna watch it. If you keep putting the song out there, somebody gonna listen to it. Like, with the data, like, you get pushed out, the machine pushes out content that's consistent. You can have one hot song and then you wait 6 months to put another song out and people done fell off. But if you keep pushing like Lil Durk,
hey,
people gonna keep listening, because the music is always there. Whatever it is always there. So that's my thing. It's like, if you be consistent, it's really, in the media realm, it's consistency over talent. Because there's people that's talented but are sleeping on themselves, or they're not consistent. So if you're applying to a job, if you're looking, the number one thing people say when I apply to jobs is, oh, you've been consistent. They don't say, oh, I love your talent or your personality. They just know you're going to show up and you're going to keep doing it.
That's right.
The best ability is availability. It's the same thing in media. Like, if you keep showing up, you good.
And
that's all it is. Yeah.
Man, so before we even started, we had a great talk about people that's doing, goofy stuff on the internet trying to go viral. And you can have a podcast about business and you're doing pranks, right? How do we avoid trying to do viral stuff and stay more consistent and actually stay more on brand? How do we do that?
Well, you gotta think about, like, one, what's your impact? Two, like, what's the substance? What's the foundation? Like, what are you going to be known for? And like you were saying too, there's so many pranks, and by this time we done seen all the pranks, we done seen all the viral videos, we done seen all the TikTok dances. I mean, that's cool, like, but you gotta have some sort of foundation. The foundation has to be there, because being real, like, they can go watch somebody else's prank. They can go watch somebody else's dance.
Special.
It's nothing special. It's not original. But when you come with something original, and when you, like, talking from your heart, like when you're talking about sports, like, obviously I'm a Georgia boy, born and raised here. You don't have too many of those people talking about, their hometown teams, and that passion and that truth comes out. And Symone, she's a Philly fan. That passion and that truth comes out. So there's a foundation there. There's substance there. Just doing viral videos, you can fake, trying to be funny or whatever. So you just have to have a foundation and really have some substance there. And just, like I said, talk about what you want to talk about. If you want to rap, then that's fine. Just go ahead and rap. And if you want to do pranks, I mean, I guess that's cool. But like, you just have to think about, like, can I keep this up for the long term? Is there like a long term path? Is there any foundation or substance to it?
Nah, that's a fact. Symone, how do you feel about it?
I think, well, on the one hand, you gotta have that one thing that does give you a jump start, though. So I'm not even going to be mad at doing something viral, because if you're starting from ground zero, it's going to be whatever it is, music, sports, podcast, it's going to be that one thing that does the best for you.
Right.
That's right.
So you always do need that jump start. Now, I'm not into virals. I'm not into trendy stuff, just because the shelf life is short, and two, you have to be timely. Like, once that dance comes out, you got to be quick and learn that dance overnight, and then you got to have your video up.
Right.
But if you have that stamina, then that's more power to you. Yeah. I just don't personally have the stamina and that quick turnaround to do the viral videos. But yeah, I'm not. It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Yeah, because on one instance, if it's working for you, then go ahead. But you have to stay at top of the trends. Versus if you have something that's like, people are there for that consistent coverage of whatever, then you can be more lax.
That's
but with the viral, you kind of always got to be ready.
You got to be on it.
Yeah.
And
What's up, Dylan?
I think to a point too, at some point you want people to come for you, the person. You don't want them to come just because it's a trend and they're like, oh, who's doing this, who's doing that, who's doing the twerculator, who's doing the whatever. Like, you want them to come like, what does Symone have to say about this? What does Taylor have to say about this? What does Dylan have to say about this? That's what you ultimately want. That's the ultimate goal. You want people to hear what you have to say, not just oh, you're doing this and you just popped up, so I'm gonna click on you, you're the first thing that showed up. Because I mean, like you said, that's great, and if you can sustain that and stay at the top of the game, that's great. But ultimately, the ultimate goal, I think, for everybody and content creators specifically, that you want people to care about what you have to say.
That's a fact.
Like your personality or your expertise.
Exactly.
What you have to sell. Because even like the people that do viral videos, like it's only a handful of people that's making money off those viral videos because they're consistent and they have people want to see them do it because of their personality. But if you dry, like I said, you still gotta be consistent. So if it's business, sports, entertainment, music, you have to want people to want to see you, because at the end of the day, it's 50,000 people talking about sports all day, every day. Everybody in this room could talk about the Hawks or the Falcons. You know what I mean? So like, you have to, what separates you from any other dude, any other girl that's talking about whatever topic. So you have to find your voice or your personality. Even if it's boring, like I said, you can still be dry, but
it's who you are.
If it's who be you,
that's
like
real.
don't try to act like you're bubbly or you're all this and that if you're not, because then on the 5th video, it's not gonna show. You're gonna be shucking and jiving in the first 10 videos, but then once you start, you know, simmering down, they're like, wait, what happened to that bubbly person? But if you drive, you monotone, you got a deep voice like me, then just be consistent.
I feel it. Hey, free game, man, for real. So y'all did something very, very special. You found your lane. Like podcasters can't find it. Hey, it's a real thing. Because look, we have over 500,000 podcasts. And everybody's trying to do podcasting. Everybody's trying to get in the space. But y'all found what you like to do. You found a niche. How do you find a niche? Because, you know, for somebody who wants to get started in podcasting, it can be super hard because you got business podcasts, you got sports podcasts, arts and culture. So how do you find your niche and your voice as well overall? How do you do it?
I would say now, for me, I always knew what I wanted to do because I always been talking about sports my whole life. But for somebody who doesn't know what they want to do, and it's saying you just gotta and people say this and it's annoying, but it's facts. You just gotta go and do it. If you know that I like talking, I want to do a podcast, but you don't know what the heck you want to talk about, just talk. Turn on your mic and just talk about whatever. And the market, the people are gonna tell you what they want to hear from you. If you put out 10 episodes, whatever episode did the best, expand on that topic. Keep talking about that topic. And once you build a little platform, you don't gotta be pigeonholed. You can always change and switch and down the lane once you've done solidified your platform. You know what I mean? So I would say just if you're going into it not knowing exactly what you want to talk about or whatever, just go and talk about anything and just let your personality shine. Do a couple of rough takes, because on the first time you on camera on the mic, you're not gonna sound good. You know what I mean?
Like, you gotta get used to it.
Yeah, you gotta do a couple of runs. Cause the first time you're gonna be nervous, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm on the voice. Oh, people gonna hear me talk. You know what I mean? So do it like 10 times. And take that 10th take and just keep talking about whatever. Cause the market's gonna tell you what you gonna think you want to go and be somebody, but the market gonna tell you what they want you to be, just like anything else. So you gotta be willing to move and shift with the market, like.
Like we had to do.
Because we wanted, like, originally we wanted to be talking about all sports. You know what I mean? We want to talk about whatever's the national news, but then, you know, we only got views on certain niche topics. So then it's like, you got to give the people what they want. I want y'all to watch my video. Y'all want me to talk about the Sixers? Sure, here's the Sixers video.
I'm going to give you what you want.
Exactly. I'll give you people what they want, just like anything else. So put out 10 videos. If they want to hear you talking about, because people would listen to anything I'm trying to tell y'all. They would. My dad has a YouTube that's getting views. If you go there and talk, they'll listen. I'm trying to tell y'all.
People just want content.
Period.
They just want content. And so if you go out there and you consistently give them content, they're going to listen and they're going to attract themselves to you. I promise you. And then like Symone said, if you don't, first talk about what you want to talk about. Like just do whatever you want to do whatever makes you happy, because again, that's where the consistency and everything and the passion, that's where that comes from. But if you honestly don't know what you want to talk about, that's fine. Do exactly what Symone said. Just go on there, talk about something. Talk about, if you more gravitate towards sports, talk about what's going on in sports. If you're more gravitated towards politics, talk about politics or music or whatever you know gravitate towards, you know, a more general topic, then just broadly go over that. And then, like you said, the market will tell you what they want to hear about specifically. And that's when you kind of find that niche and you go into, okay, the people like me talking about this, so let me expand upon this. That's really all it is.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. YouTube, again, man, everybody's trying to get into it. Real big platform for podcasters. How do we get better at SEO, our titles, thumbnails, because y'all got all that on lock right now. So how do you do it?
Well, one, you got to pay attention to the analytics, because YouTube for free gives you all your analytics, and it's extremely detailed. So like I said, you go and see so if you put out if I put out 5 videos, you'll go and see which videos got the most watch hours in the last 48 days, the last 90 days, the last year. And then you're like, okay, boom, this video's been trending upward. Let me give them another video like that. Give the people what they want. Boom. That video does well. You keep talking about Joel and B.
Yeah.
If it doesn't do well, okay, boom, let me go talk about something else. Let me go sample something else. And then also we use a software called Video IQ.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah.
So you can install that to your Google Chrome, and it gives you more in-depth analysis on what hashtags are booming right now, what hashtags aren't booming, and it'll tell you where you rank on the hashtags. So before we use vidIQ, we were just using general kind of hashtags. Like,
Same.
And then vidIQ would tell you where you would rank on the hashtags, and that makes it better, because if you have 10,000 followers and you're using a hashtag that's getting 10 million search volume on that hashtag, you're not going to rank on that. So you have to use, even though you want to use these broad hashtags, you have to niche your hashtags down to exactly what your video is about, so the people will find exactly what you're talking about. Because like I said, whatever you want to talk about, people are there's somebody out there that wants to hear it. I'm trying to tell you, you just got to find your hashtags.
There's 7 billion people in the world. One person wants to see
anything.
Yeah.
Lotion.
Right.
It's real though.
That's real.
People are going to watch your video if you consistently post videos about lotion and use the right hashtags.
And yes, vidIQ is free. So if you're like into content creation, if you want to start a YouTube channel, there's no reason you shouldn't have vidIQ on your Google Chrome extension. It's free. Like, vidIQ is probably the best thing that ever happened to us. Like, pay attention to the analytics. Like, it'll show you, like, you know, like Symone said, what videos have done the best for you in the past 28 days, past week, 7 days, past hour. It also tells you like your click-through rate for your thumbnails. So if you want to know if your thumbnails are doing good, you can look at your click-through rate and see like if people are seeing your video but scrolling through it because maybe your thumbnail isn't attractive enough for them to click on it. So there's just so many analytics that you need to pay attention to. And then too, like, if you don't necessarily understand what something means, they have the little I right there. And I know, you know, some people don't really care about that. But on YouTube and the analytics, that's important because it'll tell you exactly what that analytic is and what it means and what it's telling you. So, you know, just pay attention to that stuff and really just...
And vidIQ, you can also like do an audit on your channel and it'll tell you these videos aren't doing well, stop doing those videos. These videos are doing well, keep doing these videos. And it'll tell you which, like if your older videos are now trending, so you can be like, okay, let me hop back on this topic and whatnot.
Yeah, I love that. You guys have been super consistent, blown up in a year, thousands of views, consistent. Hey, I'm being real, Symone, I'm being real. Hey, when y'all first saw 20K views, 15K views, 10K, how did that feel for you?
Like,
what was that like? You know, starting off from just 0 to now thousands.
I remember shook. I remember when we did a video. It was when Last Dance first came out, so we reacted to the Last Dance. We're doing videos
last
like that.
Year, right?
Last year. So we had finished putting the video up one night, and we were just looking through, and then we scrolled up. I think, were you the one that saw it and let me know, or no? I saw it and I told you. And the video, like, mind you, we were still early on in the stage. The video had 200 views. When I tell you, it was 350.
She knows exactly what it was.
We were like, what? 350 people watching?
We literally both screamed. Right, literally, we thought we literally both screamed, and we were just like so happy. And it's those little moments that like keep you going because obviously we're both like, man, we're not getting no views. What we gonna do? Like just trying to figure that out. Like everybody has those moments, but it's those little things that you know, those little milestones that keep you going. So you have to take pride in that. Sometimes you have to just like sit down and like literally gas yourself up. Obviously it's good to stay humble, but you gotta be like, you know, like dang, in the past year, I went from this to that or this to that, you know what I'm saying? So it's okay to sometimes sit yourself down, gas yourself up, and just go over the things that you've accomplished and the things that you've done. Because sometimes you need that as a boost, because sometimes you're so caught up in what you haven't done and what you want to do, you don't realize the things that you have accomplished already. So that's huge to go and sit down and do that
That's
sometimes.
a word. Symone, you already said how you felt, right? So I'm not gonna ask you twice there. I'm gonna leave you alone. But yeah, I mean, you know, just seeing all the growth, very, very just, you know, refreshing to see from that. Can you all please speak on the importance of us starting our own stuff too? Because Dylan, man, you said something that was very, very key about, man, if you get a job at Fox 5, 92.9 The Game, yeah, like I got a foot in the door, but it might take 5 years to just get started, you know, from there. So speak on, you know, the importance of starting that platform, getting rolling from there.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I've been at 92.9 The Game for almost 3 years now, and I'm just now being able to start actually like getting on air, like co-hosting. I did a show earlier today. I was co-hosting from 6 to 8, and that's only because I won a bet with my boss because the Atlanta Hawks came through for me. So shout out to them. But no, like seriously, you have to stay patient in that, yes. But you also, if you're really trying to get on air, if you're really trying to build your platform, if you're really trying to, you know, be a personality or something like that, you gotta start your own thing.
That's right.
You gotta start your own avenue, because at the end of the day, you want the opportunities to come to you. You don't want to have to go fishing for opportunities and begging for this and that. You want the opportunities to come to you, and the only way you do that is you create your own platform, you build your own brand. Because once you do that, and once people see like you, and they see the personality, and they see something that they like in you, they're gonna reach out to you. They're gonna come to you. You won't have to go fishing for opportunities anymore, because honestly, that is exhausting.
That's right.
Trying to find the next gig, trying to find the next thing. In entertainment, anybody here in entertainment knows, like, you're always looking for the next gig. You're always looking for the next thing. You're always looking for the next opportunity. But you start your own thing, you do a YouTube, heck, even start just like talking on your Instagram story or something. Just start something, you know, that you can call your own, that nobody else has control of besides you, and you make your own decisions, make your own topics, whatever. Just start something like that, whatever it is, on whatever platform. Just do it, because you stay consistent with it. You have a passion. That passion comes out and it's shown to other people. I promise you, people will reach out to you.
I love that. Symone, how you feel about it?
Yeah, you definitely have to start your own platform now if you want to be in any media space, because back in the day, we didn't have the platform. So everybody had to bust their butt to all fight to get on whatever TV station, whatever radio station, because those are the only outlets. But now we have all these outlets. We really don't need them anymore. We can make our own money on YouTube. Like, so they got to talk more nice to you.
That's right.
They know you got your own bag on YouTube, and it's like, are you paying me more than YouTube? Because I can do this in my room at 1 a.m.
Hey, you got leverage.
Right, versus being up at 8 a.m. and coming to talk.
That's
and the people, like, if you're applying to a job in media, music, whatever, like, your own stuff, that's huge on your resume. Like, people might think, this is my own thing, it doesn't count. That counts more than working for somebody else, because they already see, oh, you're a self-starter, you do everything. Y'all, you really don't need me, I need you, because I know you're a self-starter and you've been consistent with your own program.
That's right.
Like, everything I applied to recently, like my boss, he had his own show on Fox Sports Southeast for the last 3 years. I'm applying to a job to work for him. First thing he says is, oh, like, I seen your YouTube, like, wow, 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 wow. You know what I mean? So the people go and look at that. And if you're applying to a job that's like on air or if you want to be like on air, you want to be a personality, or if you want to be in music, if you start your own platform, you already have all those skills. They already know you present well on camera. You have the expertise. You know what you're talking about. Because the first thing they want to know is, can you talk about something for 30 minutes? Can you break down a game? Can you talk about football? Can you talk about basketball? Especially being a woman in sports, like, they automatically assume you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't present well on camera, or you can't talk on the fly, so you can go and look at the material.
All of the material, videos.
You already see, I can do all that. I can break down the game. I can give my own analysis, give my own opinion, not regurgitate what's already being said
on the
TV.
teleprompter.
And they can know that you can come up with your own topics, and you can come up with stuff on the fly. So you have to have your own platform these days, because these other people, they will cut you dry in 2 minutes. And then you can come up with your own stuff. Like, it's times where you're like at a job, if you work for a platform, and they want you to talk about whatever, and you're like, don't nobody want to hear this, but you gotta go
You still got to do it.
and talk about it, acting excited, and then it's like when you do your own YouTube, you can pick what I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Exactly.
Unless people want to hear you talk about it.
Hey, you got autonomy. I feel it. Dylan, Symone, y'all killed this. Very last question. I will open up the floor. If anybody has a question, raise your hand, and I got you. If not, we're all good. No questions? No? Good? All right. Dylan, Symone, thank y'all. Before all of this is over with, where can everybody follow y'all, keep up with the podcast, all that good stuff?
So at _Dylan Mathews on Instagram and Twitter. I don't really get on Facebook like that. So, y'all can look that up if y'all want to.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dylan Mathews on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, please and thank you. It's Mathews with 1 T. I know a lot of people want to put 2 T's in it. It's okay. I'm weird like that, but it's only 1 T and it's Dylan. So I know it's a couple of different spellings. So just make sure y'all got that. But other than that, and then we have our own podcast, Tough Calls. That's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. So subscribe to that, download it if you don't mind. And other than that, that's about it.
Appreciate that, man. Thank y'all. Everybody, please give them a hand. We appreciate it. Thank y'all.
And she's Symone Stanley.
Yeah, you said I follow Symone. She's trying to be humble. Where can everybody follow you at, Symone?
Well, it's a Symone with a Y. I know it's a lot of I's these days, but it's Symone with a Y. It's Symone with the sports on Insta and YouTube, and then Twitter is Symone _Stanley.
And she's not going to say this, but she got some great merch that y'all can check out on Teespring, so go check out her merch.
Free plug. Free plug. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.